You look gorgeous.
I feel like the last time I was in LA, it was for the Stranger Things premiere, which you were at, right?
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Yes.
Well, good to see you again.
I got Spider-Man.
I know.
You can't say anything.
I know. I still can't.
It's
say
just so weird.
Yeah. I'm so excited for it to come out so I can talk a little bit more about what I've been doing.
What is it like, though, getting that phone call or an email or a text that says they want you for a Spider-Man?
It was really surreal, especially because I saw online there were rumors circulating that I was going to be in the new Spider-Man movie, so that's kind of that, like, yeah. And then a few days later, we got an official call inquiring. So yeah, wild. I love these movies.
Do you remember the first Spider-Man movie you saw?
Yeah, it was Homecoming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you remember about it?
I don't know. I think I had just never. It was just my introduction into the Spider-Man universe. So I don't know, it'll always feel very special. Tom as Spider-Man, yeah, first Spider-Man I ever saw, so yeah, it's incredible.
How do they deliver the script to you? Is it like bodyguards, read it, give it back?
I mean, I had to wait a long time until I got an actual script, but yeah, it's definitely very well protected.
Do you get scared that something you do slips up? You know, you hear those stories. Oh, the script was left in the back of the cab.
I know. That's not going to happen with me. Not on my watch.
And how many Spider-Mans are you signed up for?
I can't say. We'll have to see. Ask me again on Friday.
What was going through your mind the night before you first shot your first answer?
Oh, man. I mean, I'd done, some rehearsals with Destin and company, so I had a good idea of where we were going. But still, nothing beats, stepping on set in the full costume for the first time. Oh. But, yeah, I was just trying to keep my cool as much as possible. But it's such a good group of people. It was impossible not to have a fun time.
10 years ago, did you think you'd be here in 2026 on a blue carpet for another Spider-Man movie?
Dude, I honestly, I didn't think I was going to see myself here 10 years ago, even 10 years ago before that. So, no. But it's really a blessing. It's really amazing to be a part of this.
If you could go back in time and tell that younger Jacob something about this experience, lessons you've learned, what would you tell him?
Man, I would tell him, buckle up, bro, because it's going to be a journey and a half, and you're going to meet amazing people, and it's going to change your life.
Did you ever imagine those stars of the movie would eventually be married?
Oh, I don't know about that. I mean, I kind of made it happen for them. So,
getting that phone call, they want you to direct a Spider-Man movie.
I don't think it was a phone call.
Messenger pigeon?
Kevin told me in the office. We were just he just brought it up that he thought he asked if I would be interested, and I said, yeah, of course.
And I was talking to Tom Rothman, and he was talking about how so much of the stuff is practical and not green screen, and how that's different from the other Spider-Mans. Why was that so important to you?
Well, in this particular story, we wanted to tell the story of Peter going back to basics. We wanted to really feel the place that he lives in. We wanted to feel New York as a character in this story. We wanted to feel like what it might smell like to be living in that grungy apartment that he lives in.
I know, I grew up in Queens, so I know what that's all about.
And so we wanted everything to feel like it had its both feet on the ground, from the action design to the drama to the story that we're telling, even though it is really, really big and has huge stakes and great action set pieces. It's a very human story, and we wanted that to feel as real and relatable as possible.
Of all the characters in this movie, who would you love to see get a standalone movie?
You mean besides Spider-Man? A standalone movie? I mean, I think it's probably about time for Hulk to have his standalone. I think that would be really cool. Yeah, I'll stick with that.
Have a pitch?
I don't have a pitch, but I'll tell you, Mark has a pitch.
Does he? He's told you.
Yeah, he's got a few. They're pretty good. They're pretty good.
You're in a Spider-Man.
I'm in a Spider-Man movie. Okay. Can you believe it?
Tell me about the text you got, the message, the email, the phone call saying they want you in a Spider-Man.
Okay, I can't say a whole lot, obviously, but it was really exciting to they would like to have the director would like to have a Zoom meeting, and I was like, sure. And you get those sometimes and nothing ever comes from it. And so we had the Zoom meeting, and it was real pleasant and chill, and we laughed, and then a few weeks went by and nothing, and I've learned at this point to just let things go if it's meant to be. And then I get the call while I'm on set, and then I found a corner where I could freak out.
Instead of the bear.
Yeah. And that's how it happened. I still can't believe it.
You're here.
I'm here.
So do you text Yvonne and John and say, I need advice about being in a superhero movie? What do you got for me?
I did walk up to Evan and was like, I'm not really supposed to say this. And I asked him, and he was so excited. And I could, there wasn't much I could tell. The script, I'm telling you, it's...
How'd they deliver it to you?
They don't. You get it in bits and pieces. When I was in London, I was like, dude, I would love to...
Do they come with bodyguards? Is it, or like...
You cannot leave it with the concierge. It has to be personally put in your hand.
You personally have to give it back.
Yeah. And then I return it. I don't know who else, but I make sure that nothing gets back.
That's intense.
Yeah, man. But it's exciting.
Tell me about your rap day on the Bear. Your last day. What was that like?
We all had different rap days, so thankfully, so it was kind of in stages. So I had a chance to get to say goodbye to other people and try to let that land little by little. It still has not, and I don't want to go into that full grieving process.
Will Tina get a spinoff?
Will Tina?
Where do you want to see Tina go?
I would like to see Tina and her man and maybe Ibra start up something together, little pop-up places. And
Tina's got a pop-up.
Maybe. I think me and Ibra would make a good team to get something going and something fun, and the love violent that we get, all of that.
And you're doing Broadway.
And I'm doing.
What are you going to tell me?
I can't tell you the title, but I will just say that I wasn't planning on doing theater again. I didn't have a taste for it because it's very grueling. But I'm happy. I read this and I was like, I got to do it. This is the one.
Tell me about the first time you saw yourself as Scorpion.
I had a dream while I was in Pinewood.
Okay.
And we had started shooting a scene, and I woke up in my dream seeing the character standing over me, looking down at me, and my bedroom was on fire. And I woke up so petrified, and I go, you know what? Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe we struck a chord there.
What's it like getting the phone call to play Scorpion?
Gratitude. I was off shooting Better Call Saul for about 8 years, 6 seasons. And to come back almost, a year after that, after I wrapped Better Call Saul, to come back in the Marvel family with Sony is a real joy.
Tell me about when you first met Tom and Zendaya. You work with them. Did you think they'd be married this year?
When you first meet Tom and Zendaya, you just see, when they were younger, you just see a tremendous amount of potential. And you go, these two young actors can be anything they want to be. And you meet them now and you realize they exceed expectation. And I think they're just getting started.
And have you pitched Kevin Feige for a Scorpion standalone?
Oh, that's a good idea. I should pitch him for it.
Where's your team? I hope I'm not the first one who pitched it.
He wants me to pitch a Scorpion standalone.
He said that's a good idea. I said, where's your team?
We might do it.
Sorry, didn't mean to get you in trouble.
We might do it. There you go.
What would a Scorpion movie be about?
I love the origin story of Matt Gargan. I think to just hopefully see him as a good detective, and then to understand why he descends into madness. And this character, this is level 1. We know this character has at least 2-3 levels, and we know this character becomes Venom. There's just a tremendous amount of potential looking forward as to what he becomes, and untapped potential as to how he becomes who he is. Hopefully he starts off as a good detective and goes bad, yeah.
Okay, tell me about her dress tonight.
She's wearing Ashi Studio. It's kind of more of an abstract way to present the spider. In our minds, like this metamorphosis of, this woman into this thing. And the jewelry is Boucheron.
Was that the first dress you looked at for this premiere?
Actually, no. We were planning to wear this dress in Mexico City, but the dress was too big, and it was a lot of things she had to do on that carpet, so we ended up just planning a little switcheroo. So, but it worked out, I think.
She looks incredible.
It's an incredible dress.
I just love how it shifts when she's moving.
Yeah, and it has the little antennas.
Okay. Do you have a favorite look from this tour, though?
You know what? The thing about the Spider-Man tour is that it started, and I think the last look that we got to see was the John Galliano from 1997. Yeah. I'm so grateful that John made that happen for us. So it stopped, and then we went into Odyssey, and so then we came back. So I don't know. I can't really pick a favorite. I love them all.
How many dresses for Dune do you have picked out?
Look at you.
Look at me.
You know,
I'm forward thinking.
You are forward thinking because you're a forward thinker. Yeah. No, Dune is a bit away, but it's going to be great. I'm excited.
Nothing you saw on the runway 2 years ago that you've told them to reserve for Dune?
Start in trouble. No, there's some things. Yeah.
I can't wait to see some things.
Thank you.
I had a call about an audition for a project that would shoot in London on the stage next door. I'm like, what are you talking about? Turns out it's for this, and there's a great part to play, and I get to work with Zendaya and Tom and Jacob. And so for me, it's like, what? I've been watching all the Tom Spider-Man movies, in love with his performance. Absolutely, I'd love to be a part of it. And when it worked, it was worked. So it was great. It feels.
What's it like being the guy who's kind of coming between MJ and Peter?
Okay. As an actor, you just treat it as the scene, right? This is my scene. This is my scene partner. This is my role, and you do your part. Once it reached the internet, I've become, more aware of how
people coming after you. No,
how sensitive the issue is, and yeah, people online, they're not coming after me, but there's some heat out there for sure about anything that gets in the way of MJ and Peter, which I understand.
It's not him. It's a character.
Thank you so much. We're gonna use that clip everywhere, y'all. Yeah, so it's fine. It's exciting to be a part of the movie.
Did you want to be a Spider-Man though? If they came.
Come on, dude. What a question you asked.
But
what a question.
Maybe you do turn into a Spider-Man in the movie. We haven't seen it yet.
Is that a trap question? Is that a trick?
No. I'm just asking you want to be a Spider-Man.
Well, who wouldn't want to be Spider-Man? But I wouldn't want to be Spider-Man next to Tom because Tom is an incredible Spider-Man. So
you'd rather come between MJ and Peter.
You're good at this, man. You're good at this. I'd rather play my part to serve Tom's movie. Yeah.
Thank you. So nice.
Hey, thank
Congratulations.
you too.
About that phone call, you get. Is it a phone call, a text, an email that says, hey, they want you for Spider?
It was a phone call. I was actually in LA. It was right before Memorial Day weekend last year, and I thought it was a joke.
Did you?
I did, because Marvel has always been on my list, and I've always wanted to be a part of it, and I wasn't sure when it was going to happen. So then when the phone call came through, I was like, y'all are pulling my leg. And once I realized it was not a joke, I immediately had a conversation with Destin, the director, and then it was like, this is what we got. And the rest is history. Here I am.
Do you remember seeing your first Spider-Man movie or TV show?
Well, I remember Spider-Man, because I grew up in the 80s. So I remember it then, I couldn't tell you much about it because it was like years ago. And I'm like, yay high.
Well, did you ever think when you were yay high, in 2026, you would be on the blue carpet?
Yep.
Like being a major part of Spider-Man. Like you're not minor,
I had no idea. I had no plans. And I think that's why when the call came in, it felt unreal. But it's a reminder to keep dreaming in color and keep dreaming big because you never know.
Because I'm not going to get all philosophical, but if you don't dream big, you're just limiting yourself.
That's it. That's well said.
Have you started filming the new season
of Severance?
Yes.
There was a post from Dan Erickson that said it's exciting to be back to work. I'm paraphrasing.
Right.
and that went out today. And so I'm here with you.
So when do you start filming?
That's a great question.
Are we going to see more backstory for you in the new season? Which you can't even tell me anyways.
Right. I can't. What you will see is some really great storytelling. Some fantastic acting.
How excited are you to go back to it?
I'm so excited. I mean, it's been so long, you know, and we're such a family on that set, so it feels like a family reunion. We're all coming back to it, but it also feels so unreal because it's like, wait, we're here. It's happening.
You know what's unreal? When you go there, whenever that is.
You're getting it?
You're going to be able to talk about, I was just at the Spider-Man premieres as part of Spider-Man.
I got stories.
That's wild.
I got stories to tell, man.
How much fun is it getting into character in a Spidey movie? That has to just be surreal.
I mean, it's incredible. You know, it's just as enriching as getting into character for Severance, or just as enriching as getting in character for Mission Impossible. You know, I'm so glad to do what I love, and I put my all into everything as much as I can. So, you know, I'm grateful to be able to spread my wings a little bit in the MCU.
So, last question. You said it had always been a dream of yours.
Yes.
Give me another bucket item. What do we want to manifest?
Oh my goodness. Okay. We got to do an animated movie. I would love to do Pixar.
Tell Pixar.
Pixar, give me a call. I'm ready. Let's go.
Listen to that voice.
You got a character in mind. Come on.
Do you have a favorite Pixar movie?
I mean, Inside Out made me weep. It made me weep. Up is so good. God, it's hard to choose. It's so hard to choose.
Voice the character.
Yeah.
When you first signed on for that, did you say in your head, one day I'm going to be playing the character in a live-action Spider-Man?
Wow. I did.
Did you? Tell me about that.
I did, man.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, you know, it's just one of those things where anything in the MCU, I as an actor, I love Marvel films, always have, since the beginning. And when, you know, I had the opportunity to come over in the animated side, I was honored, humbled, and it was a huge privilege, is a huge privilege for me. And of course, you know, the dream continued to grow and develop in my head and in my spirit to be able to play any character in live action. So to have this opportunity is truly humbling, man. But to answer your question, I did.
Tell me about the phone call that you got where they said, you know what, come on over to live action.
I just cried. I think I cried. Yeah, at some point, yeah.
Why?
Because I know how much this means to me as an actor, and it means to my legacy as an artist, but also how much it means to the people that love me, being one of them, that love the comic books, that love the stories. The fact that, you know, I can step in and represent something that is, you know, so much bigger than me. It's just humbling. Like I say, it makes me, you know, a little emotional. Yeah.
So have you asked for a standalone movie yet?
That's the next. Like, but what you said, well, did you think? And then did you think? And did you think? Hey, man, I'm not going to tell you what's in my head.
Come on, tell us. Let's manifest it.
Hey, man, come on. I'm here.
Standalone?
I'm here. I'm here.
Come on, there's Kevin.
I got to find Kevin. Yeah, I got to.
What would you tell Kevin to pitch your standalone?
Well, first, I'm going to go over there and just thank him for everything. What he's doing with the MCU is unprecedented and it's incredible. And then I'm like, yeah, I want to talk about this standalone.
How happy are you that this movie is finally going to be seen?
I am so excited to see this movie with an audience. No one's seen it, so this is going to be great.
So tell me about seeing the first dailies for this film.
I knew we were okay.
Why was that?
Because Destin is a fantastic director, and because he approached this movie from the way that he approaches everything, authenticity and emotion.
So we got to go back to that advice you gave Tom and Zendaya. Don't date. Did you think they'd be married?
No. I say this to all of them, and no one ever listens to me.
So what do you say to them now?
I think they're pretty happy together.
So what do you buy the couple for their wedding who you told not to date?
Oh my God, I'm not giving you any of this information, but thanks for asking.
Do you remember, though, seeing their chemistry read? And what went through your mind?
You know, there are very few actual movie stars. And you always know when you're seeing one, because the way that they capture the screen is just different.
How many more Spider-Mans do you want to see them in?
As many as they'll make.
How many are you planning?
As many as I can.
Let's talk about Tom as Fred Astaire.
I don't want to talk about anything but Spider-Man, but we're really excited to make that movie.
So you don't want me to ask you about James Bond either?
I don't. That's not what we're talking about tonight.
We're not, but you know I'll always ask. We'll always ask. Yeah. Yes. What makes this story different than the other Spider-Man stories in this movie?
This story is about where Peter is in this story when we pick him up. He's really isolated. He's alone. And no one knows who he is, again. And he's lost everything. And I think in the world we're living in today, everybody, not just kids, we all feel really isolated. And I think that technology has taken it even further. And I think that...
As much as it says it connects all of us, it isolates us.
That was what it was supposed to do. Somehow it didn't. That's what this movie's about.
I'm good. I'm excited to see the movie tonight.
You haven't seen it yet?
I haven't seen it yet. I love seeing it with this particular audience because the electricity just goes through the roof. There's a lot of surprises that I will not spoil. I will try hard not to spoil. And I also am so excited and grateful and proud to see Tom and Zendaya and Jacob, after 10 years in their fourth film, really bringing these characters to life for people and doing it with so much talent and heart and humor.
Tell me about the chemistry read between Tom and Zendaya.
I think it was my most successful one.
Tell me about it. Did you know? Were you able to predict that we'd be standing here in 2026 saying they're married?
I would never have tried to predict that. That would be a little cocky. But it's amazing, and they really leaned into each other in a way that was unique. Tom had the part. At the time we were doing the chemistry read, he was reading with a number of actresses, as we do. That's the process. That's the way it goes. But there was something almost nervous about his behavior and calm at the same time with Zendaya. They really just connected with each other. They listened to each other. They warmed to each other pretty quickly, and the rest is history.
When did you notice it? Did you notice it right away? Like, yeah, she's it.
I think so. I think so. They were very vulnerable with each other, but also friendly, and they seemed to be on the same wavelength, which is important. And they both gave great performances. They made each other better, which is hopefully what happens in a chemistry read on screen and in life.
I got to ask you about all these announcements that happened over the weekend at the Marvel panel. Were you involved with any of the casting of Black Panther or Ghost Rider?
Yes.
Tell me about David.
He has a lot of talent and a lot of heart. Obviously, these are very big shoes to fill. He is the grown version of, yes, our son come up, and they're a parent. So we knew that we needed somebody not only with the talent, but with a certain presence and a certain spirit that could fully inhabit the role. I'm excited about him.
Tell me about meeting him for the first time or seeing him read for the first time.
I had met David before. I've met him several times, and I've been following his work. So
that was in the back of your head.
Yes. Yeah.
So, do you call Ryan and say, "Hey, I think I've got the guy for you"? How does that work?
I don't don't know if I can really go into the details, but yes.
Everyone was excited. I mean, Hall H went nuts. And as soon as I saw him, I'm like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm really glad. The reaction was beautiful to witness. It was a real surprise, and it felt very much like exciting days in Hall H for Marvel and big reveal.
Yes, it was very old school.
It was old school. It was old school. I love the theatrics. I love the way they made the back row the front row. I heard there was a kid that pretty much burst into tears. People had waited 36 hours to see that 1 hour presentation. And so when they flipped it, this young kid who had waited all that time was all of a sudden standing next to Avengers. And yeah.
What about Ghost Rider? Are you involved?
Ghost Rider, I got to work with Sean Levy on Deadpool and Wolverine. He is a force of nature. I got to work with Ryan Gosling on The Nice Guys. And I can't imagine a better combo for this movie. I'm very, very excited.
Were you involved with Ryan?
Yes, a bit. Yes, a bit. Although Ryan is very public about saying that he wanted to play this character. So there wasn't a lot of heavy lifting. We can just say that.
But had you, in the past, been trying to get him in the MCU?
Yes. There have been occasions in the past where you may have pursued Ryan Gosling for a role.
And when you finally get him for the role, tell me about that phone call, text, or email.
Was very exciting, and it really was the part that he wanted to play. It was the right part, and I always believe that works out. Sometimes actors audition for one part and they get another one. This is the part he wants to play, and that passion is everything.
I mean, he didn't even say that much at Hall H, but again, it all made sense.
I think it's like what David said, I'm going to let the screen do the talking.
How often do people come up to you and say, I know who the next Spider-Man could be, and they give you ideas?
The one I get a lot is Miles Morales. I think fans are very excited, actors are very excited, because we have a pretty good Spider-Man right now. So I think people are wondering about Miles, and to be clear, it is not on my agenda that I have.
No, do not twist that.
Not yet, but I hope that we'll get to work on casting a Miles Morales eventually, yeah.
How happy are you that finally the world is going to see this film?
I'm thrilled. Yeah. I'm obviously more than a little bit biased, but I love it. I think it's great. I think it's fresh. I think it's really new. And I think it's really, really, really satisfying and relatable. So I'm very, very pleased with it.
Tell me about seeing the dailies for the first time. What did you get to see? What was your first footage you saw from this movie?
The very first stuff that was shot was what you'll see in the movie is pretty much the opening big tank chase, and it looked different from the beginning because in the past movies that would have been shot against green screen. And a great deal of this movie, a very significant portion of it, was shot not, by the way, swinging through the canyons of New York, but that big action sequence, for example, was shot practically on location on real streets, against real buildings with real tanks. And that reality, we set out to make a very grounded, very emotionally driven, very character-driven movie. And I think in addition to that, from a story point of view, the actual way Destin made the film, with the large portions of it being made practically, as opposed to green screen or CGI, etc., makes a difference. And I could see that right away in the first days.
Did you know when you saw the dailies for the first movie, with the first scenes with Tom and Zendaya, that yes, they would be married by the time this movie would come out?
No, I categorically did not. But I knew they were two wonderful young actors. From the first dailies, you knew they were two wonderful young actors with extremely bright futures. Did I know that bright future might be together? No, I did not. But I'm very happy, obviously, for them and for us and for the audience, because it's also a rare thing where the audience has kind of grown up with their characters, right? And what you'll see in this film is that now those characters are mature. And I think that's one of the things that really distinguishes it. He's not a kid in this movie anymore.
So he's not a kid, and Tom has talked about wanting to be a part of handing over the mantle to the next Spider-Man. How often are you thinking in your head, like, okay, we got to find this next Spider-Man?
Definitely not this week.
How often?
For sure.
How often are agents, managers, just random people on the street saying, Tom, I know who the next Spider-Man could be?
The honest to goodness truth is I really don't, not much.
Yeah?
Because, no, Tom Holland, very, very secure in the mantle of that. And, we would love to have him do it for as long as he wants to do it.
In a wheelchair.
So, well, I don't know about that. And he's too smart at that.
And he goes up.
I think he's too wise for that. But, I think the thing of it is that this is a character really playing his age. And I think that's what makes the movie new and fresh. So only time will tell, my friend.
How long is the Sony Marvel Studios deal for Spider-Man?
Oh, well, the Sony... No, it's never been forever, and it's never been a length of time. It's always been movie to movie.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes, it's always been that way, and it's still the same. It's been a wonderful partnership and continues to be so.
Is Ghost Rider part of that partnership?
No. It's not a Sony character.
Right.
Oh, no, Sony, no, it's not.
Yeah.
We don't own it. They'll be all right. They'll have to muddle through without us.
You know what? Everyone is so psyched for the... Actually, one more question.
Yeah.
In terms of the superhero movies, why do the Spider-Man movies never fail?
Well, that's what we would call, in Jewish, that statement is called a kinahora, which means a jinx, right? So let's hope not.
You know what? This blue carpet is a mitzvah, Tom.
Okay?
Okay?
Let's hope. Let's hope. But the reason I think that the Spider-Man movies have always been so beloved is because he is a relatable character. Because this movie you'll see tonight...
The kid from Queens.
Yeah, but this movie tonight is fundamentally about friendship. It's about how much friends matter, how hard it is when maybe you're without friends, and how meaningful friends are. And that everybody can relate to that, young, old, boy, girl. It's just universally relatable.